Hello, everyone. Coming up here on the Pro Wrestling Show for this, the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Coming up here, we got some breaking news. Jon Moxley will challenge new AEW champion, Hangman Page. The rematch will take place next week on Dynamite. One band from Ringside. So we get the all-in rematch everyone's been buzzing about. But before we get there, Moxley had something to say about Hangman. He won his rematch. He's going to get his rematch. Hangman starting off the show, taking on one of Moxley's minions, Will you? We'll get to it coming up as well as more news coming out from Wrestling Hot Topics. We'll talk about this from SummerSlam. See right here, SummerSlam, a match we made official. The Bloodline will team up to take on Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed at SummerSlam as well. We get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now with the AEW Dynamite Ring Report. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this edition of the Dynamite Ring Report. I'm your host, as always, Kid Dixon. Glad you know us here on the Dynamite Ring Report. Join in the conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling Show here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing here on the Dynamite Ring Report. We get to what's going on with AEW, but we kick off with this. Hangman Page, the reigning world champion, the new AEW champion, defending his championship against not his championship, but a non-time match against Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta just being a pawn into the situation. Wheeler Yuta tried his darnest to get the upper hand, but it just wasn't enough. As Wheeler Yuta should have known that what's his name? Hangman Page is here, and he's not missing a beat. Hangman, show Hangman, Hangman taking down Wheeler Yuta. Wheeler Yuta really didn't have a chance whatsoever, being defeated by what's his name? Being defeated by Hangman Page. I told you, like I said, Hangman Page making it that right there. And like we said, we see as you go and as you went and stuff like that. But Hangman Page really making it seem tonight. He got his message across tonight, and Hangman really making it being that way. And Hangman got the victory over Willa and trying to make an example out of Willa. What Willa Yuta did to everybody, and Willa Yuta paying for his sins and his crimes and what he did. Moxley stopped it, and Moxley tried to stop it, but he did a video message saying that he wants his rematch and he wants it now. Well, we know that it's official that Moxley will get a rematch, and we'll talk about a little bit later on throughout the show on what Moxley going to do. Well, we hear from this man right here, Will Ospreay. Will Ospreay making it clear tonight that he's going to be taking some time off to deal with a nagging neck injury. Ospreay said that he's been having 2 vertebrae, and he wants to come back in time for the AEW pay-per-view. I think some pay-per-view in Forbidden Door. Yeah, said Forbidden Door, but we also were breaking news that Wrestle Dream is coming, but Forbidden Door will be in August. So Will Ospreay saying that he's gonna take some time off to recoup. One thing about Ospreay wants to get some time together, get his licks in, rest up, chill well. You know, Will Ospreay Will Ospreay, one of the phenomenal performers. Will Ospreay deserved that break, and what break he did take the EVP, the Young Bucks, the way he did. And Will Ospreay really deserved that break. Speaking of Ospreay's friend and CAD team partner, Swerve Strickland was in action. Swerve was in action tonight. And Swerve went against Hichiro. Swerve make quick work of Hichiro as easy as he can get. Swerve thinking about one thing. Swerve wants to be a unified champion. Swerve looking at the unified belt. Swerve wants to make sure his legacy is attached. He tried to go. A collar came out of nowhere. A collar came out. Swerve from the behind and did a number to Swerve, and Swerve um, did that. Swerve when you know how that be, and we saw that Swerve did that as well. So we kind of saw. You can tell right here, Okada making an impact from Swerve, and Okada doing the impact. Well, I'll see. I'll follow you. See how you guess. But right now, handling business with the AEW Ring Report. Right here, Okada threatening Swerve, and Swerve really it could be a threat to Okada. Okada may not even like that one bit, but Okada got to realize Swerve and everybody else is coming for him. And he's gonna have to penny up. I can tell you that right now. So we'll see what Swerve's next mission will be. But speaking of missions, Billy Starks um had been given her marching orders by Athena. Athena telling Billy Starks to go after Tony Storm and making an example out of Tony Storm. And Athena tried to watch from the balcony. Like her and Tony Storm were fighting over a balcony. I don't get that, but they're fighting over a balcony and doing so tonight as well. You can see right here, Athena watching from ease. Tony Storm watching Athena watching Billy Starks doing her dirty work and told her to take out Tony Stark. Tony Storm really got to make a name for herself. Tony Storm won the match over Billy Starks tonight, and Billy Starks going to really have to really settle in. And you can tell right here Tony Storm with that chicken wing applied, and Tony Storm won her match tonight. But they were telling Tony Storm he's got to get something going, and Tony Storm is looking at Athena and could be having Athena on the hit list. Tony Storm really been on her game as of late as being AEW Women's Champion. Athena has been on her game, being the AEW Women's Champion. The Ring of Honor Women's Champion, or she calls herself the Forever Women's Champion. I don't know why, but she wants some more gold in her castle. Well, we get to this right here. MJL calling out Mark Briscoe. MJL being despicable as he always is, being super despicable, and did that tonight. He called out Mark Briscoe, even tried to allude that Mark's brother, I forgot his brother's name, I forget, Jay Briscoe, that Mark don't get the same respect as Jay, and that led Mark to go mad and crazy. And Mark Briscoe, I can't blame Mark Briscoe. When you trying to entice your relatives and stuff like that, you don't want to bring them up like that. And that's what MJF trying to do. MJF know he was wrong. MJF knows better than that. You don't bring no man or another person's deceased loved one into it. And he knows better, trying to hit that nerve and hit that thing, but he's gonna get what come to him. Mark Briscoe get his hands on him, it's gonna be over for him. I can tell you that right now. Well, we saw this tonight right here. Well, speaking of MJF, before we head to something else, we saw this right here. MJF having issues with the Hurt Syndicate. It's like the honeymoon is over. The Hurt Syndicate is not too thrilled with MJF. Over MJF trying to figure out why the Hurt Syndicate were with Edge tonight, helping out Edge and list with Edge. It's real simple, MJF. They all were from WWE. MJF should know that, but the Hurt Syndicate will tell you a little bit later what they did to help Edge out coming up against FTR. The Hurt Syndicate may be about to drop MJF out the group. Even Bobby Lashley looks like he's kind of fed up as well. Lashley looking like he really wants to choke him, get his hands on MJF, and make an example out of MJF. And he could do so, but MJF really testing his patience with Lashley. Lashley really trying to hold his grip on MJF. And if I was MJF, I would be careful because I don't know what is going to be leading to a reunion or something like that. MJF and FTR with the Pinnacle, we will see. But for the Hurt Syndicate, they better watch their backs. But speaking of the Hurt Syndicate, they helped out Edge. At the Edge can't get his hands on FTR. Well, Edge sent out people that can hurt people. Even right here, the hurt FTR came out there and pinned someone with the help of Stokey helping them with the with his with his guard. So you see right there, a lot of people are talking about that, how that's going to be going down as well. But like I said, the Hurt Syndicate coming out there to take matters in their own hands. But the Hurt Syndicate could be looking at FTR as potential challengers for their tag team titles. We heard right here a World Tag Team Title Tournament. We're going to receive a World Tag Team Championship match at Forbidden Door next month. So we see Jet Speed lost to FTR tonight. We'll see the next quarterfinals coming up, but I think Jet Speed didn't really have a chance tonight, which they could have, but we saw. Well, we told you right here. Earlier we saw Heyman Page defeat Willa Yuta and make an example out of Willa Yuta. Heyman Page doing so tonight. Well, there was the main event right here. Main event was this right here. Heyman, we saw that Cesaro came out there. Cesaro getting into the fun of things. Cesaro tried to take out what's his name? What's that dude's name? Mark Briscoe. Cesaro tried to take that Mark Briscoe. Mark Briscoe still having his troubles with MJF right here. Mark Briscoe and MJF, their rivalry, their feud is far from over. I can tell you that right now. What's that's going on and stuff. But we saw that Mark Briscoe pinned Cesaro. Got the 1, 2, 3, but Mark Briscoe's gonna really have to watch his back with MJF. But we will have to wait and see. But at the end of that match was this. The match that everybody was talking about right here from last week. Hangman Page finally got the championship off of Moxley. And Moxley, he won that issue champ. Hangman stopped him on his way, and we told you right here on the title of this show right here. Hangman grant Moxley a rematch for the championship, but this time no Duff Riders at ringside, just them wrestling for the belt. I think that makes sense right there. Them wrestling for the belt. I think Hangman's going to get the upper advantage. Could we see Hangman and Page retain his world championship, or could Moxley yank his ring of terror? That's the only question that everybody wants to know. But Moxley got his chance next week. Next week he gets his rematch against Hangman Page for the world championship. Everyone's banned from ringside, so Hangman Page making sure that could be the example. So we'll see how that's going to go down. All right, that ends the AEW Dynamite Ring Report on the Ring Report. Let's move over to Wrestling Hot Topics. On Wrestling Hot Topics, we talk about what's going on around wrestling. We tell you this right here. This match has been made official for SummerSlam. Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, will team up with his cousin Jay to take on the team of Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. We know that Jay and Roman had SummerSlam matches almost nearly 2 years ago at SummerSlam. And now, SummerSlam 2 years later, they're going to team up together. Two former world champions teaming up. Jay, I don't even see Jimmy. Jimmy not even part of the conversation. Jimmy just that. Jimmy. But Jay and Roman connected with the crowd, and they're going to get their championship match. We don't know if Seth Rollins is going to get involved or how this is going to play out, but we're going to see this match at SummerSlam been made official after Roman had wanted Jay to be his tag team partner against Bronson and Reed. So we'll see that match coming up at SummerSlam. Speaking of that, more AEW news. We side note right here. Ricochet, with the Gates of Agony, talking about the $200,000 that they won. They're gonna try to want to get some gold in their way in their foundation. You see Ricochet's influencing them, dressing them from monsters until casual men. So Ricochet's playing a key role and try to elevate their wardrobe, which hey, elevate your wardrobe. Look good, you feel good, you beat good, you meet, wrestle good. So Ricochet with that. Speaking of that, AEW announced that they're coming to St. Louis for Wrestle Dream Saturday, October 18th. Tickets go on sale. Um, in a couple of days. They're doing pre-sale, so Wrestle Dream is coming in October in the land of St. Louis. I told them like going to St. Louis all the time. Well, we heard right here a top Netflix executive saying that WWE on Netflix, everything they could have hoped for and more. It's everything we could hope for and more. We knew it was getting into it that we're not going to change WWE. It was more how can we add it to it in small ways, and that's what we've seen so far. That's what you do with partnerships and business. If it don't work in one partnership, WWE was in partnership with Fox, and it just didn't work out. And now they're in partnership with Netflix, which I think is a great tag team partner for them going forward. Bigger platform with both in terms of, but Netflix is bigger amongst the streaming world, and um, Netflix getting millions of views, millions of watchers each and every day. So we see how they going forward. Yeah. Well, also too, right here, we don't know what kind of lines they're trying to set, like the dark holy alliance. We don't know what's going on with this, but we see Julia King, Julia Fox, and a couple other women joining forces. We don't know what this is going to be coming forward, but we'll see Sky Blue or something like that. They're trying to do something. We don't know what they're trying to do, but we'll see how that's going to go. Well, right here, don't forget the Undertaker. Um, right here on the NXT ring report, the Undertaker made a huge impact on Trick Williams, chokeslam Trick Williams. We don't know if it's gonna lead to a match or what's gonna go down, but I'm here for it if we do. We'll see. All right, we're gonna leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show with Hangman Page confronting Moxley and giving Moxley what he wants. A World Heavyweight Championship rematch. Can Moxley win back the title, or will Hangman keep that momentum going as World Heavyweight Champion? Well, thank you for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I've been your host, Kendrick Dix, saying so long. We'll see you this Friday for the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. So we'll see you then.